guys, what's up? It's Big Jack Films here, and welcome to another episode of Pickup Vlogs. It's about time I finally put another one of these episodes out, so without further ado, let's take a look and see what I've gotten in the last few months. So the first item I picked up was actually a gift from my mom on Easter, and it was something I've wanted to get for quite a while. And that, of course, is Peter Jackson's King Kong, the Ultimate Edition on Blu-ray. This is, if you guys want to get King Kong 2005 in high quality, this is the DVD or Blu-ray to pick up. It's incredible. All those DVDs that came before, like the Peter Jackson Production Diaries, the 2-disc special edition, and the extended edition, all have all sorts of bonus features that are all separate with those DVDs. Well, that's all of those DVDs in one package. So this is definitely worth picking up, especially if you want to upgrade to Blu-ray, which I am slowly doing. I still don't have a Blu-ray player, unfortunately. It contains both the theatrical and extended cuts, audio commentary, and a shit ton of bonus features. Like, it's got all the production diaries, all the documentaries, everything you could imagine is on this Blu-ray. So if you guys want to get into the new Peter Jackson Kong and get it in Blu-ray, this is the one to get. The Ultimate Edition, worth picking up. Now, the second gift I have here is actually from a really close friend, and if you guys have seen in previous episodes, she's the person that always gets me these fancy t-shirts and whatnot. Well, she got me another one, and I don't know where the fuck she keeps getting these, but they're incredible. This one had me laughing. Samurai Jacks. This is essentially, it's a Samurai Jack breakfast cereal box. It's meant to portray like a cereal box, right? Like Apple Jacks and shit, but it's Samurai Jacks, and this is fucking hilarious. I love this shirt. I'm also a big fan of Samurai Jack, and I have slowly been watching the new season, but this shirt is absolutely amazing. Like, it just says, Feudal Japan, Samurai Jack, sweetened cereal. So good you'll want to go back to the past for more. Oh yeah, like there's a few items I would love to go back to the past and eat. Like, remember McDonald's pizzas, like those awesome pizzas, and of course, you know, Crystal Pepsi, but I'm hoping they bring that back in the summer. Packed with nutrition to help you defeat evil wizards. That's amazing. Like, if they actually made this cereal, I would actually try it and make it part of Food Corner. Actually, you know what? Guys, this is gonna be the new Food Corner t-shirt when I decide to bring that back. Oh, and what's this? Magic Katana inside. Well, let's take a look. Well, that's just false advertising. But yeah, I love this t-shirt. This is amazing, and this is going to be in a lot of my future videos. So once again, to my close friend who gets me this, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I love these fucking shirts! Okay, now something you guys might not know is about 2 Christmases ago, a friend of my mom's had given me 2 garbage bags full of Legos. And there was about maybe 20 pounds worth of Lego, and I've been slowly rebuilding all these sets like crazy, and I got a whole variety of them in these bags. I got some Star Wars sets, an Indiana Jones set, Ninjago sets, another Helm's Deep, which I really love. And I have been building a couple of these sets, but I figured I'd show you what I have so far. Now, the first few sets I got are actually from LEGO Star Wars, and this is all part of the Battle of Endor set, which is a collector's edition. Unfortunately, it didn't come with the base, which is the place where they shut down the shield generator, but I did get a few bits from the set that are actually pretty cool. First of all is this speeder bike from Return of the Jedi, where you remember in the movie when they're, like, speeding by the Force and shit. But yeah, this is really cool. And then I also got a little Ewok flying thing, and it's got Wicket on there. Yeah, Wicket's here. It's one of the minifigures I got. But it's a nice little set. It's kind of flimsy. I guess it's supposed to represent kind of a flying movement, but it's essentially Wicket on one of those flying things where they drop stones on the stormtroopers, so it's like, Wootini! Ayiba! The other thing I got was just a little catapult, which is kind of nice, and I am in need of catapults for later castle set. So basically, you take one of these little stone pellets thing here, you load it here, and you just fire away. Oh, I'm already breaking the damn thing. So you just take one of these things and you just fire like this. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, you can just fire these things, and it's absolutely incredible. Keep in mind, you might lose these, so just keep that in mind when you fire. Let's go. Fire at will! Yeah, that's awesome. It's a little catapult thing. It's an Ewok catapult, but this will make for, you know, some of my Robin Hood characters in my LEGO sets. This will be a good little item to have. And finally, one of the best things about this set I got is actually the Atsc Chicken Walker. This thing is amazing, and I absolutely love the detail of it. It's got like little torpedo missiles and Gatling guns and machine guns. You can turn the head left and right, which is really cool. You can make the legs move, which is really awesome. It reminds me of the old Kenner toys from the old days. But what's really cool is inside. Guess who's inside? Guess who's inside? We open it up. It's Chewie in the ATST, which is fucking awesome. I love this little set. I'm probably gonna figure out what to do with it. I'm not too sure. Once I get back into Lego sets, I might use this somehow. But yeah, this is a really cool set. It's a little ATST and some of the Ewoks and speeder bikes from Star Wars. Now, this smaller set actually comes from the Toy Story line, and that, of course, is the Green Army Men. This is adorable. You got two soldiers carrying away an injured soldier. You got a little truck with a couple of soldiers in it. This is actually a really cool set. They come with little stands, which is cool, which is right out of the movie. Actually, one of them's falling off, which just kind of sucks. But actually, this is a really cool set. If you can find this for dirt cheap, I'd pick it up. It's a cute little set. It's the Lego Toy Story Green Army Men, which is really fun. Now, this set I actually really like because it might come in handy later, and I'll first start off with the base of the set, which is this ancient Egyptian kind of tower. It's supposed to have a little jewel there, but it's not there, but it's got like these ancient scrolls. It's actually kind of cool. It's this little, Egyptian pyramid. I would love to get into the Egyptian sets, which are really cool, but yeah, I really like this piece. But the minifigures that come with the set are actually flying mummies. These are really cool, so you can kind of guess what these are from. These are from the Pharaoh's Quest line, and I actually really like these mummy figures. It reminds me a lot of the Brendan Fraser mummy movies, which I really like. But yeah, I really dig these figures. These are really cool, especially if you need air support. They're kind of nice. But the best thing about this set is actually the Red Baron biplane. This thing is fucking awesome. It's got a little propeller to make it, fly around and everything. And if I ever get to doing some sort of Lego King Kong little film, I will definitely use this for that scene where the airplanes come and fly around. It's got like two little machine guns that are planted on the top of the plane. It is very much like a Red Baron plane from World War I. It's got a little pilot inside, which is really cool. But yeah, I love the set. This is really damn cool. Now, the last items I just picked up are actually really cool. I picked it up for around 20 bucks, and it's a bag of action figures. Now, what could be in this bag of figures? Well, if we just take a peek and open it up, it is a shitload of Dragon Ball Z action figures. Now, here's a funny story. As you guys know, I love Dragon Ball Z. I grew up with it as a kid. I watched it on Cartoon Network in the late 90s, and it was overall a great show. And back in the day, I had a shit ton of these action figures, but just a few years ago, I sold them, and I don't know why. I'm such a fucking idiot for doing that. But I did end up buying a crap ton of figures that I already had, and some that I actually don't have. So we're gonna take a look in this bag and see what figures we got in here. Okay, if you're a Dragon Ball fan, you obviously need this character. It's Goku! It's not only Goku, it's Super Saiyan Goku from the Cell game saga. This is when he was fighting Cell in the games, and then he goes up to Cell and he says, "That's it, Cell. You win. I give up. You're too good. My son Gohan will take over and kick the shit out of you." Okay, he really didn't say that, but it pretty much sums it up what he was talking about. But you can't have Goku without his brother Raditz. Yep, I got a Raditz figure, and this guy's really cool. He comes with the Scouter. It's like the power level of this guy is incredible. But yeah, this is a really cool figure. It's posable. Now, I remember as a kid, I had this figure, and I obviously lost the Scouter, which is a real drag. But on top of that, I accidentally ended up decapitating him as a kid, and I could never get his head back on. So whenever you buy a Raditz figure, keep in mind this head, because it's so heavy, it could potentially fall off and you can never get it back on. And it's not really posable either, it's only really at his waist. But it makes me wonder, do you think in Dragon Ball Super they could possibly bring back Raditz and especially make him like a Super Saiyan 3? Let me know in the comment section below if you guys want to see that in Dragon Ball Super. But this is a really cool figure, I love it. It's Raditz, and he's the weakest character next to Yamcha. And while we're at it, fuck it, let's just go through the entire Saiyan saga. And of course, we have Vegeta, and this is the Vegeta, I believe, from the Namekian saga. A lot of these toys were from the Irwin Toys line from the late 90s, and this is one of the first ones. They had the usual figures that you could pose and so on, which I had a lot of those as a kid, but then you would occasionally get these ones which would shoot projectiles, and they would actually shoot little key balls, like the energy beams, but they were like little plastic balls that you'd stick in the holes there, and then you would like let them back and he would fire, and he would do this Awkward pelvic thrust. Yes, Kakarot! Look at that incredible ass! Now I'm going to do the pelvic thrust. And oh wait, Bulma, I think that's a hole in your trunks. Hold on a sec. But yeah, this figure's kind of cool. I had this guy as a kid. Actually, what I used to do is, on the injured areas where there's battle damage, I used to put like red crayon to make it look like blood to make him more graphic. But yeah, this is a really cool figure, but you can't have Vegeta without his ultimate sidekick, Nappa. Here's Nappa, ready to cause some comedic shenanigans. Yes, I had Nappa as a kid, and what happened was before is that I would always move his leg, and the peg in the leg came off, which really dragged. But I'm glad I have him now. Nappa, in terms of Dragon Ball, has started to become one of my favorite characters, no doubt thanks to Team 4-Star, but this guy is really cool. I love this figure. He's a really nice interpretation of the character, and I wish they would make a figure arts of this character. If they did, They should. They should make him, like, completely articulated and shit. So, figure arts, get on that. Yes, figure arts. Why haven't I become a posable action figure? Am I right, Vegeta? 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 God damn it, Nappa! Ah! The alternate death of Nappa in the Saiyan Saga. So while we're on the Saiyan Saga, we might as well go through the heroes of the Saiyan Saga, and one of the figures here I did not have as a kid was, of course, Piccolo, and he doesn't have his headpiece for some reason. But yeah, this figure's kind of cool. He actually has these really posable articulation and everything. He's kind of waving his cape around like Batman. I'm not Batman, I'm Green Man. But this figure's kind of cool, and aside from this figure, I also got another Piccolo figure, and it's this guy, and this Piccolo is supposed to shoot more projectile weapons, but it would be the special beam cannon. This is, of course, his special beam cannon pose, but it looks like he's doing more kind of disco kind of stuff, or he's posing for some sort of, magazine or something. Firepower! Staying alive, staying alive, Gohan, please give me a word on one thing.
What is it, Mr. Piccolo?
Continue the legacy of disco. But yeah, speaking of Piccolo's pupil, we have Gohan. And this is one of a few Gohans I actually got in this bag of figures. This one is obviously from the Frieza saga when they put on the Saiyan uniform and everything, which is kind of cool. Although it's more like he's taking more from, instead of Goku, he's taking more from Vegeta. Oh yeah, Kakarot, that's the ultimate revenge. I'm not going to kill you, I'm just going to turn your son into my son.
I need an adult?
I am an adult. But this Gohan's kind of cool. I actually didn't have this one when I was a kid, but it's a really nice figure, and I'm glad I got him. But like I said, there were a few Gohans in here, one of which I'll save for later as the last bit. But, of course, we got two from the Majin Buu saga. This is, of course, Gohan as the Great Saiyaman, which is really cool. I had this figure as a kid. This is him as Great Saiyaman. But what's interesting is that he came with, two separate heads. One was with the kind of, Super Sentai helmet, and the other one was just him with, kind of a bandana and sunglasses when he was in the martial arts tournament. But this figure's still pretty cool. It's really posable. He's got kind of, he's able to do, these little macho arm kind of thing, I am the Great Saiyaman! Yeah! And then there was this Gohan, which actually came with some sort of electronics where you would put a light in him and everything, and he would actually glow. Actually, let's see what we do if we put him next to the, TV. Let's just actually zoom in here, which is kind of cool. Yeah, look at that. He glows. The fucker glows in this fucking thing. Look at him. He's teaming up with Mega Man and fighting around and shit, And then I guess the last Saiyan I got with this series of figures is one that's actually kind of busted, and it's One-Arm Goten. Yeah, this is what it came with in the bag, and unfortunately he's been amputated. I do not know why. That would be an interesting story to tell Chi-Chi, honestly.
Oh my god, Dad, what do I do? My arm is completely gone!
Don't worry, Goten. You can just grow it back like Piccolo. Or Tien. Get that right, Piccolo.
You're an idiot, Goku. And of course, the last hero we have on this list of figures is, of course, Crillon. Everybody loves Crillon. He was the character that I liked, but I did have a bit bit of a feud with him, and you guys would probably know why. But this figure's kind of cool. He's trying to do some sort of key blast or something. Like, you can either make him do the Destructo Disc, or you can make him do, like, you know, just a basic key blast, or fuck, you can make him do the fucking Spirit Bomb, which is kind of cool. And he technically did use that at one point in the Saiyan Saga, which I guess is in some form of continuity. But actually, the way this figure is posed, it looks like he's trying to start up an argument.
Whoa, 18! You're hanging with who?
But now that we've done most of the heroes, we of course have the villains, and there were a couple of great figures in the villains line here for Dragon Ball. First, of course, is one that I didn't have as a kid, and I'm really surprised I got him. That is, of course, Birder from the Ginyu Force. This figure is actually really kind of cool. He's very posable like the most of the figures. Unfortunately, he doesn't come with his scouter, so he's got a fucking hole in his ears, so I guess it gives him extra hearing. But this figure is actually kind of cool. I really like Birder and the way he looks. I didn't really watch much of the Ginyu Force arc as a kid. I do have the full DVD, so I might go back and watch it in the future. Like, I mostly just skipped to when Captain Ginyu shit. But yeah, this is actually a really cool figure. I really like Birder. He's like probably my favorite, you know, kind of a cool figure. But who of course is Birder's boss and in command? That of course is Frieza! Lord Frieza of the Galactic Empire. This figure I did not have as a kid, although when I was a kid, I had almost every single Frieza action figure they made, and I pretty much had all his forms, even his final form. But this figure is actually really nice. This came, I think, in the second line. He's not as posable as he usually is. I mean, fuck, you can make him dive. Dive! But I really like the look of this figure. This is one I actually wanted as a kid, so I'm kind of glad I got him. His tail does do some stuff, although when I was a kid, I had the other Frieza figure, and that tail I could totally remove, but unfortunately, I can't seem to do that with this one. But this figure is actually really nice. If you can get a hold of him, I'd highly recommend him. But of course, who is Frieza's buddy in the depths of hell? That, of course, is Cell. And this is the Imperfect Cell. And again, I had this one as a kid, and I actually broke him where I took half his torso off. And what's interesting is that his crotch area, it's kind of like a shell that keeps the legs together, which is kind of weird. I remember when I actually got him, it was at an old Warner Brothers store in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. But this figure is actually really nice. The only downside is he doesn't have his wings, so I don't know if I can get a replacement or not. But yeah, this is Imperfect Cell. He's really cool.
Now stop right there! You took my wings! Why?
And then another little figure I got was actually a Cell Jr. Now the figure that this little guy with I did not get, and that's the Perfect Cell from the later toy line, where they actually went a little darker and actually went into more detail, actually. It's kind of the equivalent of making those Budokai games where they go into more detail per game, but this is actually a cute little figure. I didn't have this guy as a kid, but yeah, it's one of the Cell Juniors, which I'm really happy I got. And speaking of ridiculous androids, we have Android 19 and Android 20, aka Dr. Gero. These figures I totally had as a kid. Again, I was really wanting to collect all the characters from the show in action figure form. Android 19 is kind of interesting because he doesn't really have that much articulation because like, he's just a big fat clown robot. I mean, that's what you kind of expect. And yeah, it's an interesting figure, but I think as a posable figure, you're not going to get much out of him. And you know what he does? He reminds me of those fat clown boss characters from the Batman Returns Super Nintendo game where they, you know, you would make them jump. I can't make them sit, but they would jump on top of you and crush you. But yeah, it's Android 19, and you know, he's gonna choke you. He's gonna grab your energy. Oh no! And of course, we have Dr. Gero, and he kind of has the same shit. He's gonna grab and choke your energy. Oh my god. But yeah, this figure is actually really nice because he actually does a lot of articulation. You can move his arm, his wrist in several positions, and, you know, kick his legs and everything, and, you know, and all that kind of stuff. But what's really cool is you can actually remove his head, and you can see his brain. I remember really liking this as a kid. It's like, you know, he put his brain in there, and when you take the hat off. But what's weird is that Dr. Gero always reminded me of, like, the Soviet Union, which is kind of interesting. He's kind of got that look of the kind of old Russian kind of look.
In Soviet Russia, androids sell you.
But yeah, there's these really cool figures, but there was one figure in here that I was so happy to get, and I've wanted a figure of this character for a really long time, and I had this figure as a kid, but I broke it, and now that I'm happy I got one, this is really cool. It is, of course, Android 18, my favorite character in the show. She's always been my favorite ever since the Android saga started. I had this figure when I was a kid, and again, I broke the torso. I don't know why so many of my action figures I broke the torso. It was just probably in me to just go, you know, and that kind of shit. But this figure is really nice. She's a really cool figure. I mean, I would get the, you know, the new, you know, figure arts figure, but they're so fucking expensive. But this is a really nice character figure. If you guys get this, this is really cool. So I'm really glad this is probably my favorite figure I got in this line. When I saw her in the thrift store, when I saw her, I definitely had to pick her up, which is really cool. But yeah, Android 18. Best character in the show. Really underrated. But there was one more figure that I completely forgot about, and this guy is just fucking ridiculous. I can't even look at him. He's so completely stupid. And it's this really fucking oh my god. It looks so dumb. This is seriously the most retarded Gohan I have ever seen. Like, look at this. The hell is this? And it's interesting because I had this one as a kid, but even I thought as a kid, this was fucking stupid. And it's like, it's made out of like a flimsy rubber, you know, which is kind of weird, but there's a gimmick to this. You're supposed to be getting 2 figures in one, and this is the Super Saiyan version. But if I take all this shit off, what's inside it? This is gonna be difficult. It just made it worse. Oh my god. Kill me. But what comes in this figure is a completely skinny Gohan, which, this whole gimmick was stupid to put a figure in a figure. This was the dumbest idea I've ever seen in the Dragon Ball Z toys. But this is one of the figures that come with. But I can't get enough of this fucking retarded Gohan. Oh my god, this is so fucking stupid, but it's so goddamn funny. He's like fucking Gumby Gohan. Oh, look at him wiggle! Look at him wiggle! This is seriously the dumbest toy line Dragon Ball Z ever put out, and I can never get enough. Oh my god. But yeah, guys, that's it for this episode of Pickup Vlogs, and I hope you'd really enjoyed it. Did you guys pick up anything recently? Let me know in the comments section below. So until the next video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later. This is Big Jack Films, signing off.